Hey guys, what's up? Hi. What's up? Hi dog. This is my daughter. You can't even see the video. They can't even see you. Can't even see you, mommy. What's up guys? How is everybody doing? It's been so long. We got so much to catch up on. Oh my god. Where do we even begin? I don't even know. Where do we even begin? I mean, I've posted vlogs. I haven't been posting much anything. Creep, just looking at the video. Yeah, I've been posting like little vlogs here and there. I haven't been doing like what I've been used to doing. It's just been that kind of year. I've had a lot of stuff happen, go on. We'll start with the obvious. I'm in a different location. I'm in a different spot. I moved to Florida. We're gonna talk about all of it. We're gonna catch up. We're gonna see what's going on, what's doing around here, and just share my experiences. And that'd be that. I could be really loud if I want, but I have neighbors and these walls are not walling, if you know what I mean. So get into it. So we're gonna just discuss. We're just gonna catch up. I just want to catch up with you guys, and got my coffee ready. It's almost gone, but it's fine. I've been drinking early, but it's fine. So I guess we should start with what prompted this whole decision. A couple of things, honestly. I'm trying to play around with, I should have did this before the talk video, trying to figure out a good spot to film, but it's just very quiet in here. The walls are not very, I feel like everybody can hear my business, so I'm going to I need to learn to use my inside voice because there's nothing inside voice about me, well, when I'm by myself doing my thing. I was thinking about that the other day, and I guess we'll just start here then. Well, how did I start thinking about that? When I'm by myself, I know it's very common when people who are like introverted extroverts, when I'm by myself, I am perfect like this. But you're not going to get all this when you meet me in public unless I connect so fast and easily with somebody, then you're going to get all this. But otherwise, if I'm out in public, you're going to get very minimal me, or, if I'm out and about. Not that I've been to a club or anything, but I need a lot of alcoholic courage, so I need some liquid courage. But anyway, so I gotta use my inside voice here, or try to use my inside voice. I tried to move the camera to the bedroom, but the lighting was awful. I feel like this got a nice little glow tan to it. That, or I just have a little bit of a Florida glow, thank God, Florida, let's discuss. Hi, doggy. Hi, Poochie. So what prompted Florida? A couple of reasons. Florida was always just a happy place I feel like I'm on an interview. Florida's just been a happy place for me growing up. We've been coming here since the 90s. Me and my family started coming for family vacations since 2012. And since then, it really became like on my radar. It became like such a happy place besides New York. And it was between New York, well, not really, but like, I've always talked about wanting to move to New York and whatever. I never really mentioned Florida that much, but Florida was kind of that back in the mind place that I just kept in the back for a rainy day or a rainy state. But no, it was much cheaper. New York is just expensive. New York is not for me. I'm not moving to New York. I don't want to move to New York. I know I've always been like a back and forth with that. I don't right now, because it's out of reach for me. It's unrealistic. It's nothing that I want to work towards, because I don't want to like bust my ass here to make it and then move to New York where it just all goes to shit again, because I've just been down too many times, like, with finances, to me, we know what's realistic for us. Doesn't mean other people can't do it, because other people can do it with flying colors. It's not meant for everybody. Not every goal, dream, aspiration, I don't know. That sounds harsh, but not everything is meant for everybody, Are you an astronaut? No. So I know that's a little more out of reach, literally. But things like that. Like, I try to be a little bit realistic. Like, I can look at a house and I can be like, I'll never be in that kind of a house. Or, you see somebody driving a car. No. Certain stores, like, I know I'll never be able to do things. And maybe one day, if I, reign in the dough, I would still, I don't know. It's weird to explain. I just feel like, for me personally right now, New York is just so out of reach for me that I don't even think about it anymore, where it's like, I don't even get upset that it's just not for me. It's one thing to visit, and I'll visit every day if I could. Like, I'll visit all the time. I've got family up there. I've always loved New York. It's always a happy place. But I've come to terms with it's not home for me, you know? So that's what it is, okay? So Florida was always that kind of a happy place. I love the weather, warmer weather, because I'm very, you know, I hate colds, which is another reason I don't want to move up north. I'm like, so I love the heat. I'm fine with the Florida rain, the storms. You know, when you come here so much, you just kind of get used to it. It's fine. You know it's going to be in and out in like 10 minutes. And if it doesn't, cool. There's so many things to do here. And that's another reason there's so much to do here. I feel like I'm still like a tourist at heart. So where I live, there's like, you know, the parks and tourism, and I'm fine with that. You know, I love all the attractions. I love that there's so many restaurants and things. I love to walk around, so I'm always walking around places here, streets, parks. I'm trying to find like parks, not Disney parks, but like recreational parks. I'm having a hard time with that here. And Florida is known, I didn't think they were known for like hikes and parks, but they are known for that. For hikes and like more the outdoor stuff, of course, not just Disney and, you know, beaches. And that's another reason why I'm here. I love the beaches. I'm only like an hour from the beach. Perfect. Yeah. So, but yeah, they have the Everglades here. I don't think I'm going to the Everglades, but you know, they're known for like recreational things here, like parks and stuff, like outdoors, obviously. And there are a few reasons why. I just needed a fresh start. I knew where I lived in Charlotte was not it. From like a couple of weeks of living there in 2023, it's when me and my ex moved there. It was just it's not me. I just didn't fit in there. Believe it or not there, you know, people complain about here traffic. Charlotte traffic is worse. I honestly feel like Charlotte traffic is worse than New York traffic. And I've been to New York plenty of times, and maybe people are gonna be like, excuse me. Like, no, I feel like it's really bad. Like driving on the Belt Parkway onto Long Island, you know, driving through Brooklyn on the Belt Parkway was nothing. You know, Charlotte at 5 p.m., horrible. It should have not taken me almost 2 hours to get home from work most days when I live like 30 minutes. You know, it was just expensive for no reason. Charlotte in general was just such pick-me. It was giving such pick-me energy. Everybody there is always about money and social status and having these cliques and groups and what do we wear? Like, you know, it's just, like I'm just not that, you know, never will be, never was, never will. Never, okay? Charlotte is just not for me. And don't get me started on the gay community up in Charlotte, okay? No offense to the good ones, but there's not a lot of good ones, okay, in Charlotte. Well, Charlotte gays are very cliquey. They're very, like, money, social status. Come to my high rise, uptown. You know, I'm good. And then go to the gay club like it's like your shit zone stink or whatever. I know, yeah, we talking shit. So Charlotte wasn't for me. And then on top of that, I have a boyfriend here. He kind of gave me that push. Like he didn't, but like in general, I was like, okay, well, no brainer. I'd want to be here. But I was fine also with long distance relationship. I'm not like the clingy, gotta have you near me. Like I was good with long distance, but with my lease coming up my lease was coming to an end. So it just kind of made sense. Like, you know what, let me just make the move, figure all this out. It was kind of a spontaneous last minute decision. Sometimes I wonder if I should have waited and signed another lease there, just made it work, you know, because I did have a good thing in Charlotte. I loved my apartment itself. The location was fine. Didn't love the traffic or the pricing, but you know, everywhere you go has its pros and cons. Like here, I feel like it's a little bit cheaper. You know, I can support my lifestyle good here. You know, where I live, I'm paying a very good price. Girl, it's the neighbors. I hear my neighbors. She's probably like, this bitch next door. Okay, they're just gossiping over there. I'm like, don't talk about me. When we used to live in my first apartment, me and my ex, downtown where I grew up, we had these neighbors. I mean, the walls are a little bit better here. Like, they were going like animals next door, you know, like sex. And the one girl would bark, and I was like, I have a video somewhere where she's like, I'm friendly. Oh my God, I can't. I better not hear barking next door. I'm sorry. I do have pros and cons here. You know, I definitely feel like for me, I know there are expensive. I mean, it's expensive everywhere you go. I feel like I was very lucky to find a very good, affordable place here with utilities. Like everything was like things included. Everything is great. You know, I love my amenities here. The pool's nice. I haven't been to the gym yet, but laundry's fine. I can walk anywhere I want. So it's, you know, I'm right down the street from any park, you know. So I'm just like everything is good. You know, work is like right down the road. Like everything is so close here. But you know, we'll discuss some of the cons. No, we'll discuss. So it's been fine. It's just been an adjustment to, you know, let me start with the observations, some of the observations, and then I'll go into my depressive state since moving here. Cause like, you know, it's just an adjustment. You know, I think it's normal. So I try to tell myself that, just moving in general. But some of the things that I've noticed in Florida, love the heat. I am a heat guru. No. I don't know what I'd call myself. I love heat. I don't care how hot it is here. I don't know how the winters and falls are going to be here for me because, you know, I personally don't feel like Florida gets cold like that because, of course, people here, anything under 70, they're like in fur coats. They lose their shit. Me, I'd be up in a tank top and shorts with flip-flops at 7 degrees because that's just what I'm used to, you know, from where I'm from. So I don't know how it's going to be here. I'm sure like eventually my body will get cold when it hits like 70 degrees, but I'm sure, you know, it's going to be nice the first year. So, but I know last winter Florida really had cold. Like they've had 20 degrees, like palm trees dying, iguanas falling. It was like a whole thing. Snow in the panhandle. It was like a whole thing. So I don't know how it's going to be. So I didn't get rid of all of my winter clothes, but I do have, like, I got rid of a lot of winter clothes, but I still have, you know, stuff, and I'll always buy things, whatever. So we'll see. So it's hot. Love it. Love heat. But here's one of the things I absolutely hate. I hate being cold. Okay, we've established that. I hate that. Well, I mean, I guess it's normal, but every building, home, anywhere you go, it's freezing. The air conditioning is air conditioning. Like the air is airing. Like it is like a blizzard walking into any place. And I guess that's just because of the heat. Your body feels that. You walk in, it's immediately you're frozen. I can't. You have to bring a jacket anywhere you go. And if it rains, forget it. Because if you walk into a building wet, pneumonia, done. Your death sentence right there. Okay, really, it bothers me because what I was doing, you know, when I first moved here, part of the depressive state, not staying with him, but what didn't help was being so cold in his house where I used to work when I first started here with the grocery store, freezing, of course. I'd have to go in the freezer. We'd have inventory. I was just so cold, and you get so uncomfortable after a while. Like, it really does bother people when they're so cold. You can't function. It just really messes with you, honestly. And it might sound stupid, but like, I have a hard time. I can't be cold constantly. There were mornings where I'd go to work, I'd have the heat on in my car. Heated seats and all. Sounds stupid, right? No, I can't. I cannot do cold. I can't. I physically can't. So, you know, I'd have the heat blasting in my car, heated seats. My car's probably like, excuse me, it's like 90 degrees outside. Why is your heat on? Because I'm freezing. I'm freezing between the apartment I'm sleeping in, between the work I'm going to. I'm frozen all day, every day, all night. Like, I can't. And I'd rather, I know sometimes I complain about the heat too. I'd rather complain about the heat. The only exception to cold is at night. I don't want to go to bed hot. And then I just wake up freezing, but that's fine. That's the only exception. I'd rather be comfortable. But there are nights here where I don't have the air on. I feel fine, you know, so. Anyway. Gas is a little bit more expensive here, I've learned. Groceries, I think it just depends. You know, I honestly, some things I've noticed, I'm like, okay. But other things, I'm like, whatever. I haven't really noticed much. I mean, if I need something, I buy it. I know it's a pain in the ass when prices are just all over the place. So, but I'm sure it's more expensive here. A lot, like milk, I've definitely noticed the price, you know, little things like that. Gas stays up. Yeah. There were some things on my notes, but I forgot a lot of them already, so. So let's talk. my depressive state, which is a reason why I have not been posting as well. I just feel like I hadn't been myself, moving here. I think in general, moving to a new anywhere, especially out of state, especially, I think can be scary. Was I scared? No, I don't think like. I think I was eager. I think I was too eager too soon. So I got ahead of myself. I was just ready. I was just really rolling the ball. And I think that's where I have not regrets, but I sometimes wonder and question myself, should I have moved this soon? Because it was like a thought in February, and then June I'm here. So it's like, did I really give myself enough time to think? I really like, what kind of things, everything happens for a reason. Everything is all about trial and error. The universe works in mysterious ways also, because when I told my job in Charlotte that I was leaving, I was told that the store is closing down, out of business at the end of the month anyway. So like that when I left. So I'm like, oh wow, okay. So everything happens weird ways. So, but I definitely do learn, you definitely do learn about yourself in these moments, in these times. You learn how strong you can be on your own for real, because I've got no family or friends here other than my boyfriend here. There are some second and third cousins from New York somewhere around here that they all moved to Florida eventually, okay? You do learn about yourself. You do really know what you can and can't do and can't take, and it's made me realize also a lot of things here made me realize that I'm just fine, like I'm good. I like my little life that I live here, my little lifestyle, so, but it's just an adjustment moving out of state, moving away from your family and friends. At first I'd had a really hard time being away from my family and my friends, people that are just me. My family is me. We're very close knitted family. My friends are all my vibe. They're all me. We're all free-spirited people who just really don't care about anything. We go with the flow. We beat to our own drum, whatever the saying is. We just do our own thing. We laugh at it's a good time. A good time. That's what we need. Our souls need that. So I don't have that here. So, and the people that I've come into contact with here are not like me. So, yeah. So I've met like all my boyfriend's friends and everything, and they all have their lifestyle, and that's another adjustment, to be honest. Is my boyfriend's, like, we're different, we're opposite lifestyle wise, and nothing wrong with that. But I have a hard time with that because that is not me, never been me, and I have a hard time with that, and it's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody can be the same. Everybody's different. Everybody, but opposite. That's what makes the world, round. I don't know. So I feel like I'm gonna have a hard time. That I'm just like, I need like my free spirits. He doesn't seem to think I'm a free spirit, but I'm a free spirit. I don't care what anybody says, So, like, I need more people like me. Like, where are my misfit hippies? Where are my animals? Where are my monsters? Where are my peoples who are not afraid to get down and dirty and just be like so weird and misfitted? Where my hoes at? I don't know. But don't get me wrong, I like nice things. Also, that's another thing. It doesn't mean I cannot go to nice dinners. I like a nice fancy restaurant, but I could also eat McDonald's, Get me the finest pizza in town, but also let's get a slice at Cece's, Like, don't play me. Like, so that's been an adjustment, but also staying with him was an adjustment. You don't have any of your things with you. You just have a couple bags of clothes. So that was hard because I like my own space. That was also another huge thing for me. So I didn't have anything, and it was weird because I left in June. My lease was up in July. So what I did, I came down in June, left all my stuff until July. I had to go back up there, put my stuff in storage at the end of June, I think. No. It was weird. I had to go back up in June, July, and then August because I had to move my stuff from my apartment. My lease was about to be up, so I moved everything from my apartment in Charlotte to storage up there. But then I didn't get my place here to the end of July. So I left everything up there in storage. So I went back up there to move my stuff from there to storage, got rid of that storage. Down here, I have a storage here now. And so it's a lot of hooplying around to do. So I did all that. Just trying to get all of that together, that is a lot on the mind as well. Trying to plan everything out strategically And not even, everything had gone to shit at some point. So you just start winging everything. And I'm more like that. I'm not a strict planner. I'm more in the moment, go with the flow, and it works for me. It may not work for other people. It works for me. Okay. So it worked, but at the same time, you're like, oh my God, but sometimes I do better under pressure like that. I don't know. I'm just on my own breed, on my own kind. I'm not like everybody else. Never been, never had been, never will be. I live life through my lens. So in my lens, I'm like, it's a tornado up here. So that was also, affecting me. I was thinking too much about like how I gotta plan it. And then on top of that, work was an issue here. And right now, where I currently stand or sit, I'm currently unemployed. Been unemployed, but I am employed, but it's just a transitional period. So when I moved down here, I had I had 2 jobs in Charlotte. So my part-time job then became my full-time job here, and I just left my full-time job altogether because I thought I was done. Well, fast forward some time, I knew it didn't feel right. So I stuck there. I stuck it out because it was a job. So then when I just wasn't happy, and I feel like the way things were going in that store anyways, it just wasn't, I could sense it, and I'm pretty good at sensing, energies and things like that. So I told myself when I leave, because I had to leave there for a week to do the big move down here to my apartment here, even though I was already living here, but I was doing the big move. So I just thought I had an opportunity. My once was full-time in Charlotte, had an opportunity here full-time in Florida. So I was like, okay, bet. So, I had conversations, we had long talks, whatever. Long story short, I got that job. So, but it didn't start until next week, right now, middle of August. So I just thought, because they had some plans for me at my job here already that I wasn't about. So I just thought, let me not intentionally burn a bridge, but burn the bridge. But I thought it'd be easy to, when I left for that week to do my move, that was going to be it. I just transitioned myself out and not come back to that job. But I wrote them a nice little professional letter, and I didn't hear back from them. But, so, they gave me the biggest probably, but it's fine. You do what you gotta do. And I'm not that person ever to quit jobs. You look at my resume, I've got the elongation of it all of my jobs. Like I stay with jobs. I don't job hop, I don't quit. And that could be a whole other talk video where people are like, oh my God, you got people in this generation, whatever, like people just job hop every other week. I'm just not that person. I'm more old fashioned, old school like that, I guess you could say, which is weird for me to say. But we stick with our jobs, no matter how much it kills the mind. It's money. It builds your character, things like that. Whatever. That sounds old school to say. Anyway, but I did all that. So honestly, looking at it now, it's gonna be 3 weeks. I haven't had a job, so I'm like, which is kind of nice for once in 2026 for me to be able to do that. Is unheard of, but it's also very good and needed. Financially, I'm actually okay, which is a big reason why I did it. If I wasn't going to be financially good, I wouldn't have done it. But I say this comes from a lot of hard work and saving through the year to get me to Florida in general. So I had a lot of leftovers in my savings to work with, that if I needed stuff here, clearly I was fine. I had help also from my family, so I'm fortunate, because not people can't do that, but it's just what it is for me. So I have 3 weeks off of work, which is cool, nice. But it was also needed for me, just because I feel like I've been really going through it mentally since I've been here. And me moving here was such a good weight off my shoulder. I don't have to worry about things. Me having my work job that I really enjoyed coming through now from Charlotte, the job that I now have here, it was just an easy transfer. Now it turned into a transfer, so that was worked out. That was another weight. The fact that I have things around, like my little sentimental values, like things that I can do, like I can walk around, I can go to the pool, I can go to the park, I can go to the beach. It's just, those help my mind also. And that I have my creative outlet. That was another thing I couldn't do at my boyfriend's house. I didn't have any space of mind to do my creative work, my outlets. my fashion videos. And I know to some people still that sounds stupid. Like you need to do content like fashion videos. That makes you happy. Why don't you go read a book or find a hobby? To me, that was my hobby. It's been my hobby for almost 20 years. And it's going to stay my hobby for another 20 plus years. So I was just way ahead of the time. But so I didn't have that. So that was another thing. So I'm happy to be here, to have my own space. I did a photo shoot yesterday. It was very nice. So it was just me being able to do my things again here. I'm slowly getting back at ease. I'm starting to get back to myself a little bit. So, and just rolling with the punches now that Florida has, you know. So we'll see. That's where I'm at right now, guys. That's the story. So I'll get back to things slowly here as well. Do my thing because that's all I can do. I'm enjoying my little life here, my little apartment. That's another adjustment. I'm living in a tiny ass apartment, so I have small living. I'm dealing with small living. So, but it good days and bad days, you know. Some days I can't, and other days I'm like, it's fine. So it is what it is. You do what you gotta do. You get what you pay for. So yeah, that's it. We'll end it here. Just thought I'd make a quick little catch-up talk video about my experiences here in Florida so far. I'm sure there's something I'm missing out that I can, mention in the next talk video or whatever. But, you know, stay tuned for all things fun and good. Good things, good and fun. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a comment down below on anything that you want, and I'll get back to you. So that'd be that. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!